Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Today I'm going to discuss with you experiment number 1 for power system course, power system 1. The experiment is about power flow and voltage regulation of a simple transmission line using LV-SIM program. So the objective for this experiment will be to observe the flow of real and reactive power in a three-phase transmission line and also to find the voltage regulation. These are the equipment we need for this experiment. Transmission line, this is the transmission line, the source, data acquisition to find voltage, current, power and so on, and different load, resistive, inductive and capacitive load according to this figure. We are going to connect the transmission line, and from the sending end we are going to connect the source, 1 voltmeter and 1 ammeter to find voltage, current and power. Receiving end we are going to connect a load, different load, resistive, capacitive and inductive load. Also 1 voltmeter and 1 ammeter to measure voltage, current and power. And then our data will be according to this table: different load, open circuit, inductive, resistive, capacitive load and short circuit. Voltage input will be the same, 350 volt. We need to measure from sending end the voltage, power, P and Q. Receiving end we need also to measure the voltage, P and Q. From these results you can find out the losses in power in the transmission line in terms of P and Q, and you can use this equation here to find out the voltage regulation. We are going to see how to use the metering and how to use the data table to put our data on. In this experiment, the load will be fixed for resistive load 1200 ohm, as well as for inductive load and capacitive load, and the transmission line resistance will be 400 ohm. The voltage input will be 350. Let's see how to do the connection first. This is the program lvsim.labvol.com. So initially what we need: power source, click and take, place it there, power source. Data acquisition, we have two types. This type, data acquisition interface, what we have in machine lab. This one is the new data acquisition, which has control part. We don't have this one, so let's take this data acquisition. We also need the load and the transmission line. So three-phase transmission line, resistive load, inductive load and capacitive load. This is all what we need, so let's dismiss that one. Now how to connect. Initially, from the source we need to use this fixed voltage 415 line to line. We can connect, we are going to connect three-phase to three-phase sending. We can connect directly, but for the first one we need to use 1 ammeter to find the current. From the ammeter we connected to phase 1, and then we connect phase 2 directly and phase 3 directly, and also we can connect the neutral point. Let's make these lines straight so the connection is clear for us. We also need 1 voltmeter. Let's change the color of wire. Voltmeter between line 1 and line 2. So line 1 and line 2. So it's done for sending end of the transmission line. Let's see how to connect the receiving end. Receiving end is connected to a load, different load, resistive, inductive, capacitive, and we also will use the open circuit receiving end and short circuit. We'll see how to use that one first. Now let's change the color again. So first line we also use 1 ammeter and then connect it to resistance number 1. Second line we connected directly, we need only 1 ammeter. Third line is also connected directly. and we need to connect 1 voltmeter V2 between line 4.4 and 0.5, so 4 and 5. If you are using 1 and 2 for sending, you need to use 4 and 5 for receiving. Now, since the load is connected in star, we can just short circuit the second end for the resistance, for inductance as well, and capacitance. And for the value of this load, as in the experiment, it is 1200 ohm for resistive, capacitive and inductive. So we'll use bare phase 1200 also for inductive and for resistive, for capacitive. Data acquisition need to be powered 24 volt to power the data acquisition. If we switch on, then you can see data acquisition is on. Also for the 3-phase, this is the switch, the power supply to switch on. It is on now. And for transmission line, we have 1 circuit breaker there to on or off. Okay. Now for transmission line itself, the resistance of the transmission line, as in the experiment, should be 400 ohm. So we can change that one to 400 ohm. Okay. Now this is about the connection. We'll see in next video how to use the metering and how to use the data table and how to switch on and take the data. Up to there, stay safe, stay home. Thank you very much.